CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN.
Guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to talk about Season 22, what we hope to see in Season 23. Some tips in general for how you can get to the top 500. Disclaimer, I have not looked at the leaderboard yet. I have no idea if we still have a chance at this or not. So let's go ahead and let's take a peek. A little bit nervous here. Let's see, where are we at? Now, yesterday we were at like 230, I think, when I last checked it. So hopefully we haven't fallen off too much. Let's see. 264. Okay, that's a little bit higher than I thought. So 264 at 19 out of 120. That puts us at... Man, the Canadian leaderboard this season was insane to get on. Like, everyone was pushing. Everyone was... Like, look at how many legendary players are. To be top 250 globally and only barely top 10 in Canada is crazy. Typically, I'd be like, you know, top 4, top 3. You know, it'd be Derek, Alex, and then Chicken. But a lot of these guys just crushed it this season. So shout out to all of them. But yeah, it looks like we're right here. Oh my god, dude. This guy had 2,000 battles fought. Check out the Chickens, though. 953. That's definitely my most battles ever. And a lot of that was due to, you know, the chest being so hard to collect at the beginning of the season. So, like some of the other content creators have said, content creator, I hate that word. YouTuber. Where, you know, this is kind of a side tangent. I don't like the word content creator. It sounds too, you know, fancy. At the end of the day, people that make YouTube videos put videos on YouTube. That's all you're doing. You know, it's not a big whatever. It's a topic for another day, I guess. But the other YouTubers have talked about this as well and said, you know, we've been jumping up and down, screaming, waving the flags at Supercell as much as we could to just, you know, and you guys did too, you know, for them to not see how horrible of a start this season was from the entire community. You know, it'd be impossible. So I've got to assume that the message was received, and they're not going to do an opening like this again where we don't have troop health. And yeah, because that struggle to get chests at the beginning of the season, that is so off-putting, and it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. Luckily, if you were able to stay on the same path as us, mainly just getting bullet, we were able to collect our chests, and then we kind of got out of that grindiness. But it really stayed a long time this season. It was hard to collect chests until you got up, you know, like really until you got bombers. That's when you were able to get your chest no problem. Before that, you know, we had all these defenses. Like, all this stuff was really good. Like, look at how many times I switched out the prototypes too. Like, we had the Sky Shield at 3 ERs, which is crazy. So, I mean, we had a Sky Shield, we only had heavies and bullet, ideally, and we had no troop health. So, it just made getting chests so much more difficult than it needed to be. But, yeah, so, yeah, it was a rough start. I've got to assume that they're never going to do that again, and they're going to space out the tree a little bit more properly. I would still love them to get rid of stuff like this, where they have... you know, where they have useless upgrades directly in front of or directly behind engine rooms. I don't mind if you put them behind stuff that's good. Like, say, you know, if you got to make a choice between going to Super Warriors or Heavy Choppers, and Heavy Choppers are better, so you put, you know, two things in front. As long as you don't make it to go to the next engine, you have to get something that sucks. That's what I don't like. I don't mind if there's some sort of strategy to it where it's like, yeah, Heavy Choppers are better, but, you know, you got to spend 50 keys just to get there versus, you know, the Super Warriors you can get right now. Stuff like that's not bad. Like, I'm not saying don't have the mech and the tech tree, but just don't put them, like, right in front of the engine, because then it's just, like, you know, it makes an already slowly progressing season. It just throws a brick right into it, you know what I mean? Like, it's just... like, stuff like that bothers me, because it's like, I see it, it's like, okay, there was no thought put into that. There was no anything. They just, you know, the tree was either auto-generated and they felt no need to fix it, or someone put it there and, you know, doesn't play Warships, is how I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's why those things are just mind blowing to me. But anyways, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining too much, because overall, I just want to kind of like agree with everybody that the season was terrible off the start. But once we were able to get past that, I actually found this season a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the final metas. The final metas, like the final stuff we were using, like a lot of the bases were different. Typically, we only see like a few bases, and it's like, it's compact or it's spread. A lot of the bases were really different. You really had to think about your attacks. And the attacks were very different. We were seeing heavy chopper bombers, of course. We were seeing all heavy choppers. We were seeing Kavan. We were seeing Super Warriors played into the mix, which is cool. To be able to use a different style of troop like that, like like a temp gunboat ability to actually come into play and be really handy. I know going into the season, in terms of the sneak peeks, a lot of us weren't thinking much of the Super Warriors. All the hype actually was around the explosive drones, and they ended up being useless. So, I mean, we don't always know exactly. Like, we can do a little bit of testing for our sneak peeks and stuff, but it's very hard to determine what's going to be good, before the season actually starts, and then, metas kind of develop. That's kind of how it always is. So, let's just show some replays here. Yeah, so overall, I felt like the season got better towards the end. And yeah, there was definitely a few days in there where it was really frustrating, just from a point of not being able to win. But that was more like of a trying to play at a high level versus, the tech tree is actually broken here. So I don't want to, mix up like when I get frustrated when I'm not doing well versus something's actually wrong with the game. Those are two separate things for sure. But yeah, I had a lot of fun at the end of the season. Like I said, there was a lot of different attack strategies. There was a lot of different base designs. So I think there's two really big takeaways this season. The first one being we have to have troop health early on. We have to. Otherwise, it's just not going to be fun. It's going to be too hard to clear engines. That's obviously the biggest takeaway. The second one is not really tech tree design, but just putting stuff in the tech tree that makes sense, or that doesn't just cause you to stall out, and it just delays progress, like the key vacuums, like I like to call them, with the mechs like we were just showing. I think those are kind of the two biggest takeaways this season. I know they're going to get the first. I don't know about the second. We'll probably still have to put up with that. But, I mean, it's probably tough to balance at the same time. We can harp on it, and say put good stuff everywhere. But, it's not going to be like that. So there's going to be stuff you have to go through. It's just, I'd rather it be... I feel like there's a better way to go about it. I'd rather it be like a gunboat energy node or, and it's something that helps but not much. You know what I mean? I think that would be cool to just kind of place them like that. So, but yeah, at the same time, you've got to make it so the tech tree makes sense. So I may not have all the answers, but I'm throwing it out there to you guys. Maybe some of you guys a little bit smarter than the chicken probably do. But yeah, yep, we are. We'll know by the end of today, I guess, where we're gonna finish. If we are gonna be able to crack the top 500, that would be cool. But, again, like I said, not really holding my breath. I think at the last few hours of the season, people are going to start pushing like crazy to try to get their top 50, their top 5, all the trophies and everything like that. And just overall to put themselves in a better position to start the next season. So what's going to be crazy is next season, there's actually going to be guys starting at gold rank 17 because they finished in legendary like 3 or 4. Maybe 5. I don't know how high they're going to end up getting, but that's insane to me. So they're going to start off in gold. That's going to be a huge advantage. So after a season like this where it's a little bit longer, I would love to see a little star reset, and that's coming from, me having I'll have a pretty good advantage going into next season because I finished in legendary. I'd love to see a full star reset for everyone. Start off on the same foot. Maybe don't make it instead of 10%, 40%, just full 100%. Just wipe the slate clean. What's going on here? Okay, I was just scouting, I guess. So here is our attack on this guy. Now, if you guys are still looking for attack strategies and stuff, I broke it all down in yesterday's video, exactly how I got there. So make sure to check that one out if you haven't already. But yeah, man, that was my thoughts on the season. Very fun towards the end. Definitely had its problems. Definitely had some things to take away that I hope we are going to see some changes going forward into Season 23. Remains to be seen for right now. I don't think Season 23 has a name. We don't know anything about it just yet, do we? Maybe we do. I don't know. But either way, let me know what you think of that down below in the comments, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Whoa, and we'll see you next one, guys. Checking out. Back.